So first up we have all of the constellations. So all of them have the same interior as far as I'm aware, outside of that one over there. That one being the Phoenix, as well as the Phoenix Emerald, because those ones are the luxury liners. So the only one I'm going to jump into is the Andromeda, and then have a look on the inside. So heading up into the ship, you have this strange airlock elevator thing, which snaps your legs the second it closes. You have 4 beds. You have 2 places to sit on this thing. You have a table, which I don't believe has ever worked, but will at some point. You have a shower behind this door thing, as well as a toilet. And then going into this part of the ship, you have the cockpit, which consists of a turret down there, a turret up there, 2 co-pilot seats, and then the pilot seat in the middle. You have 7 MFD screens, 5 of which are at the top, 2 of which are on the chair itself. Now, as for armaments, I can't get that. Okay, so as for armaments, the one that I'm in now, it has 2 manned turrets, which have 2 size 2s each. It also has 4 size 4 gimbals, which can be changed out for 2 fixed size 5s and then 2 fixed size 4s. Although I believe that the gimbals might be stuck. It also has 4 size 5 missile racks and 4 size 4 missile racks. So it is a missile boat. As for the rest of it, it has 1 size 3 shield generator, 2 size 2 power plants, 2 size 2 coolers, and a size 2 quantum drive. Heading into the back here, you have missiles laid out on the left and on the right. These are the size 2 missiles, although it says, I don't know if that's SO1 or 05. It says something on it. Heading into the back, you have like this small nothing zone, and then a snub fighter. In the Taurus, you don't get the snub fighter. Let's move on to the next one. So, now, the Aquila, it doesn't have the 4 size 4 missile racks, but it does have everything else. The Taurus thing in front of me, it's going to double check that it doesn't have anything special about it. Taurus. The Taurus has 1 turret instead of 2, and so does the Aquila. So the Andromeda has 2 turrets and snub fighter. The Taurus has 1 turret and no snub fighter, and the Aquila has 1 turret and a snub fighter. 1 turret, snub fighter, less missiles. More missiles, 2 turrets, snub fighter. 1 turret, no snub fighter, but missiles as well. Now, if we move on to the Phoenix, which is the luxury version, so where's the ladder? Oh, it's still under it. So, a dedicated luxury spacecraft for the discerning star captain. Constellation Phoenix can be operated as an organization command ship and features a luxurious redesigned interior, includes a hidden sensor dampened area for your most precious cargo. The Phoenix comes with a Lynx rover and a Kruger P-72 Archimedes fighter, which is the snub fighter at the back. It seems to have 2 turrets. It also seems to have the same 7 MFD screens. Moving into the back here, it has the same like living area. And then moving into the rest of the ship, you get into this air quotes luxury ship. So you have a bed. That's it. On the other side, you have again a bed, and that's it. You have 2 chairs there, 2 chairs there, 2 chairs there. So it's 4 chairs in this sort of like first class seating area, I suppose. I don't know where their table is. You then have a bar, which has 2 stools. You have a little conference table, which has 6 chairs. And you have whatever this is. Don't know what this is. Maybe it'll be something at some point? Maybe this opens it? No, that opens that. And that's to access the cooler, that's the component compartment. I don't know what this thing on the floor is. Right, moving into here, you have a double bed. You have no blinds, so anyone that happens to walk past could simply watch you sleeping, which is creepy as hell. Moving into the back, you have the same little empty area that has nothing in it, apart from apparently components maybe. And then you have the snub fighter at the back. Now you have this sort of like hidden hatch thing which goes down to the secure cargo deck, which is a lot smaller. So you can see where it cuts off just there and goes down there, so you can't fit very many vehicles in here. Considering it gives you a Lynx alongside the ship, I would probably say the Lynx Rover should fit. And if it doesn't, then they did something wrong with the design. So the Constellation ships, they're incredibly similar. The tiny little differences don't matter to me. Would I fly it? Yes, I would. Even solo, I would fly it. But at the same time, I prefer small ships. So if I wanted a larger ship, I would definitely fly this. Would I buy it? If I had at least one other person that'd play with me, I would definitely consider buying it at least. So if I just go ahead and move on down the stairs, we can go to the ships that are in concept. I won't be doing anything special for them. I'll do a walk around of their little floaty cubes, as well as read the little plaques for them. And then we'll look at the URSA Rover on the way out. So first up in this cube, we have, where is this one? We have the Polaris. So doing a quick walk around of its little tiny concept model with its ginormous engine thing on the back. I think this one had no NPC in my area. Yeah. So RSI Polaris, manufacturer, Robert Space Industries, focus, Corvette. The Polaris is a nimble Corvette-class capital ship that packs a powerful punch with a full armament of turrets and torpedoes, intended for use as both a naval patrol ship and to serve as a flagship of a militia operations. Polaris has the capacity to perform search and rescue operations, light strike missions, and general security patrols. The Polaris includes the facilities to repair, rearm, and refuel a single fighter, light bomber, or support ship. So I'm going to guess it has maybe a tiny ass little place where you can put maybe a saber. Maybe you have to use a smaller ship. And smaller would be like an arrow. So yeah, concept ships don't have much information, and what there is I'm not digging into. Heading over onto the other side, or the center to be honest, we have whatever this is. Where's the tunnel? We have the Perseus. It's a bloody big guns if that ship's as big as I think it is going to be. So the Perseus, manufacturer RSI, focus gunship. When RSI set out to make the When RSI set out to make the definitive modern statement in persuasive prevention, they looked into their own past, to the historical gunship designated Perseus, capable of shredding sub-capital class Goliaths. The mere presence of a Perseus gunship in a blockade or patrol squad is enough to make your most aggressive enemies think twice before engaging, just like its vintage namesake. So I'm going to guess it's based on something in lore, and they've just simply modernized it, which means more powerful weapons, more powerful missiles, better shielding, better armor, stuff like that. Stuff that'll make a gunship of the past, well, a hell of a lot more powerful in the present. Moving on to the final concept cube, we have the Scorpius. I think, is it Scorpius? It's a Scorpius. It's the only one that has this weird X-wing formation thing. I have two NPCs in the way. So, RSI Scorpius, manufacturer RSI, focus heavy fighter. With an adaptable bi-wing configuration and revolutionary rail-mounted remote turret, the Scorpius offers unprecedented fire coverage, allowing for both defensive and assault-minded applications. I'm going to guess it probably has one seat, and it looks like it has 4 guns. Is that 4? Yeah, it looks like it has 4. So those would probably be 4 size 3. Are those also guns on the wings? Yeah, there's guns on the wings as well. So it might have 8 size 2s, I suppose. That would make it a heavy class fighter, but also go ahead and make it about equal to where the F8 civilian will probably be. Now heading on the way out, we can go past the RSI Rover, which is under development. Built by RSI specifically for planetary site exploration, the URSA Rover offers civilian military grade all-terrain capabilities and standard as the rugged standard in ground-based scouting, mapping and discovery applications. That's worded very hard to read apparently. So you have 4 little chairs on the back, you have a pilot seat, and then whatever's next to it, passenger seat. You have 3 MFDs available to you. There's nothing on the top, there's nothing special about it. It looks like you might be able to parachute it down onto a planet with sufficient atmosphere at some point. Atmospheric pressure is going to be required to parachute things. That's why we don't have them. It's not that hard to make, it's that we don't need them at the moment, because we can't use them. Most of the stuff in the game is moons, and moons don't have atmospheres. Now we're going ahead and doing a big old run over to the Aurora section. We can go ahead and have a look at all of those variants. They have a little charter where everything is. I'll start at the other side, the CL, I guess. So first up, it is the RSI Aurora CL. Customized for versatile and trading excursions, the Aurora Clipper is the perfect vessel for aspiring entrepreneurs and seasonal traders alike, swapping a smaller power plant and armor capabilities for an expanded cargo capacity. The Clipper ups the ante for personal mercenary craft. It has one size 2 missile rack. It has, let's have a look. It has the ability to have 4 gimbaled size 1s or 4 fixed size 1s, your preference. Has 2 size 1 shield generators, 1 size 1 power plant, 2 size 1 coolers, and a quantum drive. And it looks strange. It's really rounded. Heading on the inside, I believe the inside of every Aurora is the same. Even though it said expanded cargo, it's still just got the same bed at the back and the same cockpit at the front. And the cockpit seems to have 6 MFD screens, 2 doubles, and then 2 singles. Going around on the outside, we have, well, just the engine at the back, a couple of wings, no moving parts on this thing other than the guns. And yeah, that's the CL. So once my character gets out, I will look at what the next one is. I'm going to guess it's probably the ES. What are you? You're the ES. The Aurora is the modern-day descendant of the Roberts Space Industries X-7 spacecraft, which tested the very first jump engines. Alteration to a T, the Aurora is the perfect beginner ship. What it lacks in style, it makes up for in ample room for upgrade modules. It has exactly the same as the other ship in terms of upgrade parts. So it's able to hold 4 size 1 fixed or gimbaled, the same size 2 missile rack, 2 size 1 shield generators, 1 size 1 power plant, and 2 size 1 coolers with a quantum turret. Heading over onto the other side. We'll figure out what it is in a second. This one is the LX. LX. So be proud of your roots with the brand new Aurora Deluxe, built for the discerning pilot who never forgets where he or she came from. The LX features patented leather interior to guarantee comfort for those long stretches in the deep black. It's exactly the same as the other ones, the interior is slightly different, I'm going to guess. Now moving on to the one next to it, this is the MR. The Aurora MR is one that you can get as a loaner ship for many other ones. So perhaps you're looking for something that offers carrying capacity, but has combat capabilities too. The Aurora Marquis comes with a pair of bearing quality lasers and a high quality gun cooler system. So once again, it has exactly the same armaments as all the rest of them. But now we move on to my personal recommendation, which is the Aurora LN. This one. So, with a more robust shield generator and a pair of additional weapon hardpoints, the Legionnaire is a dedicated combat fighter, but to handle any obstacle the universe can throw you. Oh, built to handle any obstacle the universe can throw you. So, with this one, it's exactly the same as the rest of the Auroras in terms of fitting stuff. So the lore part does nothing. All of them are the same, they look slightly different, they have different stuff fitted to them. The only exception is this one, which is the LN, which allows you to have up to 8 size 1 missiles, because it has a size 4 missile rack instead of size 2 on the rest of them. So, would I fly the Aurora? Yes. Would I buy the Aurora? Yes, as long as it's the LN. Because it's good for when you're going ahead and flying around with people that are just starting out. Because it goes ahead and shows that the ship is good enough, so long as your pilot skill is good enough. Because it is. The Aurora class is a very capable ship, and my personal recommended starter ship. Now, moving on to the thing in the middle. This thing is the Mantis. So it has 2 size 1 shield generators, 1 size 1 power plant, 2 size 2 coolers, and a quantum drive. It also has a quantum interdictor, which is a size 3. It has 2 size 3 missile racks, and it has 2 size 3 fixed weapons. This is the type of ship that you go ahead and place between 2 points. So if you go to Port Olisar and start quantuming over to New Babbage and stop halfway through, someone else that quantums from Port Olisar to New Babbage will go ahead and get contradicted, and you can go ahead and mug them, or shoot at them, or I guess ask them to play with you. That would be a very strange way to use the quantum interdictor. But if they were to go from Yella to New Babbage, they would miss the bubble, because I believe it's only 20 kilometers. So they have to be going from where you were to where you were going before you stopped in the middle. Now, I don't know how I get inside, so I'm going to have to figure that out. Aha! Button in the middle. I don't know what opens, I don't know how you get in, it's a little elevator. They're heading onto the inside. It's very Spartan, very tiny, completely minimalistic. And cozy, but not cozy at the same time. So you have a bed, and you have the pilot seat. Doesn't seem to be a toilet or a shower or anything. I'll double check in a second. So it seems to have 4 MFD screens. If we look on the outside, it is quite a small ship, but at the same time it's large. So I believe it's about the same size as the Nomad. And it looks almost like the Nomad was slightly modelled after this one, to be honest. So let's go ahead and jump out of the seat. Let's see if I can find a shower or a toilet, because if you're going to be sitting between 2 jump points, then no, there is a toilet. There's a toilet. There's a toilet. I can't find a shower. So yeah. The Mantis is the type of ship that stops other ones from being able to quantum out or quantum in to different areas. So if you set a few of these up around a combat zone, no one will be able to quantum in, they'll have to sublight in, which means under 1,500 meters a second. So yeah, that concludes the RSI tour of all of the ships, I suppose. While there are a lot of them, they're mostly just variants.